Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Okay, Commander, want to step up, please? I have a resolution authorizing the village to enter into an agreement with Cannons Online to restore 2 cannons located at the American Legion Post 269 at a cost not to exceed $29,000. And part of that $29,000 is what we've done is we have an agreement with the American Legion to split that cost. But more importantly, and I'll ask the commander to give us some background, a little bit about what happened in 2019.
What we're dealing with is, these are M1902 3-inch field guns. The French version of these is partially credited with winning World War I. The French version was modeled after these guns. So these are very historical artifacts. There are only about 37 or 38 of these in existence. So these are very rare and hold significance to us. The best that we could find from the American Legion in our history books is around 1939 the cannon showed up. Our records are not that complete, so how they showed up, I don't know. But we do have a photograph of 1939 and seeing 2 cannons.
But to that point, I know, Brian, you did some research on it.
Yeah, so, this was, that got us pretty far back, Commander, 1939, that's pretty good. So, we were looking to see how we originally found these cannons, how they found their way to our memorial park, and we were able to get it back to 1921. And the keystone were 2 things. One was a mention in the Long Island Advance that talked about 15 years, in the history period, it talks about 15 years ago, and today, this day or this week, and it mentioned a 1921 village board meeting when they were accepted as a gift from the War Department. And my second thanks has to go to Village Clerk Seal, who went into the village minutes and found the handwritten minutes from December 13th, 1921, when there was I'll just take a quick second, Mayor, if I could.
Yeah, that's what
That when it was the first mention of the cannons, and it has in the minutes from December 13th, 1921, 8 p.m., regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Patchogue. Trustee Wolford offered the following resolution, which was duly seconded and adopted. Resolved that the Village of Patchogue make application to the War Department for the loan of 2 guns mounted on carriages to be used for ornamental purposes at the Memorial Park at Ocean Avenue and Baker Street. Then they have a special meeting, January 6th, 1922, 8 p.m., it's on a Friday night. Clerk was instructed to advise Ordnance Department that the Village of Patchogue wished to accept the 2 guns offered for ornamental purposes and to ask said department to issue shipping instructions for same. They then get a notification from the Arsenal March 7th, 1922, that they had been shipped to the village on February 24th. Then they have an emergency meeting on March 8th, 1922 at 3 p.m. because the train was held in Patchogue, because the railroad conductor was waiting for payment from the village for the shipping on the Long Island Railroad. So they immediately convened a special meeting of the village at 3 p.m. It was a walk down. Clerk was instructed to draw a draft for $9.74 to the Long Island Railroad Company for freight on guns received from Ordnance Department of the U.S. Army.
I would love to get a copy of that.
You got it.
If I could, for our historical records.
You got it.
Brian,
Nice
me
job.
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it. Thank you, Clerk Seal.
You got it.
I guess we paid.
I
Yeah.
really thank you for that. It's great to know the history of these, and they are valuable. It's our community, and I don't really care who actually owns them, because by default, they're sitting outside of an American Legion home. it's in our interest too, to get them to look good. The other thing that's coming up on August 15th of 2019, this post will be exactly 100 years.
Wow.
So, I don't want the mayor, and I don't want myself, assuming I'm still commander. I don't want us standing in front of the dilapidated cannons. It's 100 years of service. So, I'm gonna be talking with Chamber of Commerce. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe site. I've already set up with PayPal that we are a certified charity for the American Legion here in Patchogue. So we have the tax exempt status, we have the certified charity. I'm gonna start up a GoFundMe campaign, and I'm gonna get whatever we can get. And I would like the board to help us in this.
Commander,
Yes,
if I could say so, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I think this is a perfect use of funds from the Suffolk County Marathon to
I-
appeal to them to possibly help fund that for you.
yes, I think we should,
Yep.
yes. And I'll talk with the Suffolk County and see what we can get from them. Because any bit will help. And I really want to be a partnership and a community.
Yep. No, we had talked about it, it'd be an embarrassment to celebrate 100 years with those sitting out in front. So one way or the other, we'll get it done. And our commitment is to come up with half of that money for you, and then we'll help you figure out how to get the other half.
I just
I-
wish we could straighten our Civil War.
No, can't, don't touch them.
It's cast, I
That's how
know
it's
it's
supposed
cast
to be,
like
right,
that.
leave them alone.
Exactly.
Leave them alone.
There is a person, I was talking with at the VFW, that they are looking at seeing if it's starting to tilt more and more. So I will get a hold of him again and make sure that you're in the loop.
Yeah, thanks.
Because it's kind of our park.
Yep.
It's not Village Park, it's not American Legion Park, it's our park. And that's how I'm approaching it, that we want it to look good. I don't want the GAR statue in trouble either. So if there's work that has to be done, I want to approach that group and say, okay, come on in. But everybody has to be involved.
Correct. But a motion, let them do the motion on that, yet, did it?
No.
A motion to enter an agreement. Canada, motion, second, all in favor? Okay, you got some work to do, John.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for your support.
Appreciate it. And Dennis,